Tonight, the National Constitution Center awarded its annual Liberty Medal to U.S. Senator John McCain. Former Vice President Joe Biden presented the award to his longtime friend during the 29th annual ceremony. Senator McCain received the honor for his decades of service to the United States, including his time in the Navy and the Senate. The Liberty Medal is awarded annually to men and women of courage and conviction who strive to secure the blessings of liberty to people around the globe. Now, before Senator McCain accepted his award tonight, he sat down with Eyewitness News anchor Jessica Dean to talk about his decades of public service, his health, and why he wakes up every day grateful.
On the night Senator John McCain received the Liberty Medal, he reflected on the life he's lived.
A lot of it is good fortune. I'm probably the luckiest person you'll ever interview.
Why do you say that?
Because of the life I've had. I'm being able to fly airplanes, to be able to be part of organization of people that I loved and respected, the ability to serve in the United States House of Representatives and the Senate and the presidency. I guarantee you, if my old company officer had been told that I would be a candidate for anything more than dog catcher, he would have been surprised.
How are you doing? You've been diagnosed with glioblastoma. You told our Leslie Stahl that you're getting chemo and radiation and then going to work every day.
Yep.
People want to know how you're feeling.
I'm feeling fine. I've been exercising, I've been sleeping, I've been eating. This is a vicious disease, but right now I couldn't ask for anything better.
When McCain returned to work following his diagnosis in July, he gave an impassioned speech on the Senate floor, imploring his fellow senators to be more bipartisan.
Some of the dear friends that I have are on the other side of the aisle. My beloved friend Joe Biden, he and I fight. We used to fight. Ted Kennedy and I fought all the time. But we were friends, and when it came time to settle something, because we were of goodwill, we could get it settled and resolved. And I'm worrying now, the nature of the media today is having an effect. There's no doubt about that.
Because it's so
polarized.
Do you think there'll be more of the right thing, more of the coming together as you go forward with this administration, or is there just no way to tell at this point?
I think it depends on what the president does. For example, this Iranian deal, we still haven't figured out exactly what that means. These are going to be very interesting times.
What do you say to the Americans watching who look to you as a former presidential candidate, as someone who has served their country for decades, both in the military and in Congress, and they look to somebody like you and say, what am I to make of all of this? What am I to make of these times?
We're still the best experiment in the history of mankind. We are still a shining city on a hill. We're still the strongest and best. We're still an inspiration to those poor people that are suffering all over the world. We are still the model that made so much of the world happy and prosperous, that we should be very, very proud of that. We're a unfinished work, to say the least, but look around the world. Where would you rather be and who would you rather be? I think the answer is very clear.